Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is MC and I'm Felix here today. So we're making videos about international students who want to study, settle and explore their opportunities here in Canada. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure that hit that red button below and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss any videos I upload every single week. And also, if you're not part of the SLE mentorship group, make sure that you check my description box because you will get some freebies there. You get free application fee if you want to get your letter of acceptance from the school that I'm partnered with. So for more information, check my description box down there.
And smash the like button so other people can see this video on their YouTube as well.
Yeah, so we can help more and more international students who want to go here to Canada. Yeah, let's move on to our topic for today.
Yeah.
Things that you have to adopt once you're here. So if you think that I don't want to do this, then maybe consider other countries,
Like
right?
Germany.
Like or Philippines. So wait, I'm gonna say something. So we have a list here. So we kind of agreed what are the things that we will tell you guys. But before we came up with this one, we had that healthy argument because I have to fight for Team Philippines. So you know guys, we came from different countries, so I have different perspective in life to person being from the Philippines, so I have to stand up.
No.
Yeah. So you guys should watch this till the end because it's gonna be fun. Okay.
Let's go.
So let's move on to our
First point.
first point.
Are you saying the point?
You're
Okay.
saying the point.
Okay. Don't come to Canada if you don't want to work hard, you don't want to study hard, and you just want to be lazy and you're not motivated
You don't
at
want-
all to do anything and just live off welfare and social assistance.
Yeah, so even though you have that privilege, again, you should work hard here if you want to aim for higher position, want to get more money or get that huge salary, you have to work on it. Okay, there's no free money here in Canada. And what else? You have to study, guys.
Yeah, first of all, do well in your studies, and while you're studying, build connections, talk to people, already get a part-time job, learn about the region and the opportunities that you have, and don't wait for that until you're done studying. You can already start working on that. Yeah, and have a goal and work towards it.
So if you're lazy, then maybe Canada is not for you. Next point would be
Don't come to Canada if you don't want to interact with people from different cultures. Canada's very multicultural. So as Canada is basically a country of immigrants, similar to the United States, but different from the United States. There are lots of different cultures here, especially in the big cities, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. You have Chinese districts, you have Indian districts, you have Little Italy, you have an area with Russians or people from the Middle East. It's very multicultural, and it's important if you want to live here that you are okay with communicating with different people that have different ideas, different cultures, different habits, and that you're just good in getting along and exchanging things and trying different foods and
So you will encounter different people from different countries. You have to adapt to their culture as well, not just be self-centered or maybe avoid to be being racist. So as much as possible, don't do that here in Canada. If you are, don't go here to Canada. I don't want to meet you.
and go to Germany.
Move to Germany, where you belong. No. Germany is good too. Okay, they're not. You guys are not
very
racist.
multicultural.
Yeah. So maybe move to I don't know where. The ocean. Okay, so I think you explained that very well. Our next point would be, you should say that I can't understand your writing. You don't come to Canada if you don't want to learn or speak English, because that's their official language here in Canada. It's English or French. And French, yeah. So if you're afraid to talk to other people, I think you have to work on that. And like even me, I'm still working on my English proficiency. I'm not perfect. Felix is always correcting me, and
I'm not perfect.
You're not perfect either. But yeah, we're still working on it, and it's okay if you make a mistake. That's fine. They would understand that it's not your first language, but still you have to work on your English, and you have to speak to or talk to other people to improve yourself.
And sometimes they will correct you, and they don't mean that they don't want to offend you or anything. They just want to help you.
Yes.
So don't always take everything like super personal.
So if you don't want to use English, go to, I don't know, to where? Stay in your country if you're not comfortable speaking their official language here in Canada.
Yeah, and it's also important not just because it's the official language, but referring to the point we mentioned before. It's very multicultural. People come from all over the world, and they just have different national languages, and if they want to communicate, they just have to find a common language, which is English.
Yeah.
So if you're among other people that don't speak your language, speak English so that they have the possibility to understand you and to interact with you in your communication, in your conversation. Sometimes it's a problem that groups from one nation are all together, and then there's another group from another nation. They're all together, they're all doing their thing, talking in their language, and maybe they're talking about each other, but they can't understand each other, and they're saying, oh, they're just by themselves, they don't like us, but you know, maybe it's because they don't understand you. So
yeah, so I think Felix is speaking on behalf of his experience, because sometimes I brought him to a Filipino community, and of course we're talking in our language, and it's kind of difficult for Felix to merge in because we don't use the official language. But then
not the official, just a common language.
Just a common language. Yeah. So don't make feel other people uncomfortable. So our next point would be, don't come to Canada if you don't like dogs. And they're everywhere here. Canadians love dogs more than kids. That's true. Especially here on the island. We have 3 dogs in the office. They're part of the company, okay? I don't know if we're paying them as well, but they're part of us. So if you don't like dogs, if you're scared of dogs, I think you'll have a problem, right? And also I noticed that they have their separate playground. What do you call that? Like a
dog area?
Yeah, they have a dog area here.
There's lots of unleash, like areas where you can take them off the leash and they can run around and stuff. Yeah, very dog friendly.
Yeah, but then I see the difference here because the dogs here are really nice, not like in our country.
Because people don't care about them. That's why they're...
I don't know. They're like
street dogs in
a lot of street dogs, and they will run.
Homeless people.
Yeah, so they're nice here. The dogs here are nicer. So guys, yeah, you have to love dogs, and we don't know if we're getting one. I'm pretty sure we're getting one.
When we have more space. Yeah.
More space. Time. And they're very some of the apartments here are strict when it comes to pets, and there are some apartments that are very, very lenient. Don't
come to Canada if you don't like nature, animals, and outdoors. When you look why tourists come here, it's very, very much focused on nature, wilderness, forests, lakes, the outdoors, and Canadians love that stuff, obviously, because it's everywhere. You can see wildlife all the time, unless you're like right in the city. And it's a big part of what just people do here for fun. So you go fishing, hiking, canoeing, hiking mountains, go skiing in the winter time, and people just love being outside and being in nature. Yeah.
And also, once you're here, your coworkers will ask you, "Oh, how was your weekend?" And then you can't say something like you just stayed at home. Like, I don't know, I feel ashamed whenever I say like, "Oh, I'm just chilling at home." Like, And then they were like outside and doing something productive.
It's a really good place to be if you just love being outdoors, doing outdoor stuff. Then Canada is perfect.
Yeah, when we drove across Canada, we saw a lot of good places and so beautiful. It's just like you can't describe it how beautiful Canada is, right? So freaking beautiful.
Don't come to Canada if you don't care about the environment.
Yeah.
If you don't care about recycling and where your garbage goes and what happens in the environment, because that's something that people are very focused on here. Like what happens to your garbage? Where does it go?
Yeah.
Climate change.
I remember that we got a note when we were in Nova Scotia, and they're not taking your garbage if you didn't properly segregate it. So yeah, you have to be careful on that. And also, Canada changed me in terms of that, because in the Philippines we don't give a shit about the garbage. Although we have the policy, we don't follow it. That's true.
Maybe that's a different problem there.
Yeah.
It's the mentality of the people.
But yeah, you just have to follow it. We have the policy, but we just don't give a shit about it. But here in Canada, you have to adopt, because they're going to put a note on your garbage that you need to segregate it. Yeah, it is good. I like it. Now I know how to segregate garbage. We have different bins for bins. Bin. We have different garbage bin for plastic, for paper and stuff. Our next point would be about don't come to Canada if you are easily offended. Sometimes people correct your English. No, sometimes what? Can you explain that?
What did I say?
People.
Not everybody is nice all the time. Learn about the Canadian history so you can argue and fight back. Adapt some Canadian culture, be respectful, be a good citizen and represent a good example for your nationality.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't know you include that. I like it. Okay, explain it.
It's a lot. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
That's so
big topic. So
I think we need to have a separate video about that.
Don't be easily offended. You grow some skin. I'm not saying, like, most people here, I would say 90% of the people here are really nice and open and polite and very multicultural, and they love exploring different places, different foods, different nationalities. Like in every country, there are some people that don't like immigrants and just have bad comments about them or something. Sometimes you will encounter those kinds of people.
But not a lot.
Just don't take it too personal. Don't be too offended. I know it's easy to say for me because I'm a white person, and for people from other places,
with brown skin,
even just Filipinos, it's different. That's a big topic, but in general, Canada is very, very friendly to all kinds of nations. But you should be interested, you should be curious, you should learn about the country itself, its values, what it does, especially the history of the country. Maybe just so that if someone makes a bad comment, you can just educate them about their history a little bit and just.
But yeah, and also like respect their culture here, their history, and I'm pretty sure Canadians will also respect you here as an immigrant. And also don't do something that you will be tagged as a negative. What do you say that?
Just be a good person. Be a good citizen. Follow the rules. Like don't set examples, like bad examples, so that someone will say, "Oh, I know these guys here. They moved here from Germany. They don't give a shit about garbage. Like they just throw everything together, and they're so dirty. They never clean up, and then that makes them think, oh, all Germans are like that, and then they'll be like, oh, don't come here. Don't give any opportunity for something like that to be set up.
Be a good example and show them a good representation of your nationality.
Like we said, in general, like 90%, 95% of the people here are just nice and open, and most people just want to be happy and live a normal, happy life here. Like,
Yeah, that's why we moved here.
That's all they want. So
Yeah.
that's all that everybody wants.
Just be happy and just good vibes, you
Yeah.
know? Spread positivity. This video is not to discourage you guys, but we're pretty much encouraging you to move here to Canada.
Also, most Canadians are immigrants anyways. Some just came a few years earlier or later, but under the bottom line, most of them are immigrants, just like you and us.
Yeah. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, of course, give it a thumbs up so more and more people would see this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you to the next one. Bye!